Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in to Up Close and Personal with Angela on behalf of Aspiring Authors Magazine. Of course, I am Angela Thomas Smith. I am the founder of AALAC, which is the African American Author Literacy Awareness Campaign, where I truly believe in bringing awareness to brown authors all over this world. I'm also the CEO of Aspiring Authors Magazine, where our desire is to bridge the gap between brown authors and to touch on topics that's affecting our brown community all over this world. I'm super excited about the various guests that have chose to be a part of this platform this week. I tell you, I've been blessed. Um, Last week, I tell you, I had an amazing week. So I'm excited about all of the guests that are going to come on this week. Today, I have Dr. Randolph, and I'm going to allow her to come up and share just a little bit about who she is and what she does.
Hey,
Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
Welcome. I would like for you to share just a little bit about who you are and what you're doing.
Okay. So I am the CEO and founder of a couple of organizations. One organization is called Chiasm, where we provide personal coaching services to women who are at a place where they would like to do personal growth, professional growth. The second organization is called Women Ignite Now, and that is specifically for women who are either at startup or all the way up to 6 years in business, and they feel that they need assistance to thrive for a better life, better business results, and just better business results, period. And so we educate, inspire those organizations that really want to stay focused and continue on building their infrastructure and exist beyond the 6 year mark, which most Black female entrepreneurs seem to drop off the roles, so to speak. And then the third organization that I just started a few months back, but it's been in play for a little while, is called When Black Girls Heal. And so that organization is there to help our sisters come together, seek healing. For those who are beyond the place of healing and would like to assist others. And so it's a full on community. And I'm super excited about that. Ooh, I hope I didn't lose you, Angela. So I'll just go on while we're waiting for Angela to come back. And so
Wow, you have a lot going on. But nevertheless, that is amazing because you're able to assist a lot of people. You are
yeah.
able to assist a lot of people. I think we are having some internet connection problems.
Oh, okay.
So there
Okay.
seems to be some delay.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see it from my end. Yeah, it looks like we're all good from here.
I don't know what's going on with this internet.
It's
I guess
all good.
so. We have to live with
Yeah.
technology in this world. So
It's
it
okay.
is what it is.
Yeah, it's fine.
But nevertheless, you can continue. I apologize.
Okay. No problem. And so yeah, I think that it's really important that you focus on women who are in a place where they're striving to do more. So, of course, my goal has always been to help 2 million women achieve their goals and reclaim their lives. And over time, I felt that it was more important for me to help my Black sisters come along, because we tend to be the ones who kind of lose out in either standing up our businesses and making our home lives mesh up with or align with the things that we need to happen to keep a concrete business and to keep your personal life kind of separate, right? And so we haven't been taught those things. And it's important for folks to know that you can have a great home life, great personal space, and still be thriving in your businesses.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Do you have any books or anything out?
I do. I do. So my first book, which came out in 2017, oh goodness, it's been such a long time now. It was a best-selling book. It's called Green Tea and Donuts: 6 Simple Steps for Living Your Best Life. And the second book is Total B, an unapologetic embrace of boss-like in femininity. There's another book that I co-authored called Love, Money, and Power with Dr. Cosette White. In that book, I talk about the singleness of women and their finances. And then there's another book, Soulful Prayers, with Cheryl Williamson Pulu. And in that book, I specifically created a prayer for success for Black women entrepreneurs.
Wow. You are amazing. You are amazing. You are definitely doing some things to touch the lives of many women. I want to know, what is your inspiration behind all that you do? What makes you want to touch the lives of as many women as you want to?
Oh my goodness, Angela, that's a good question. So my story is probably not unlike some folks out here, but some say they've learned from it. At 24, I was a young divorcee with 2 children, and we ended up living in a car for 2 years. During that time, I was also attending Howard University, and no one knew what was happening in my life. And along the way, I found a mentor in my ex-husband's boss. And he said, look, I really think that you've got something, kid, and I want to help you. And at that time, there weren't many white males seeking to mentor Black females, if you know what I mean. And so eventually, his mentorship helped me set up a real estate business. I was also doing a mobile cosmetology business, right? And so it was something that at that time wasn't being done. And I kept moving forward, but I felt a loneliness in my life. I felt alone, right? Because I didn't see many of me out there in the business world, not in the real estate investing world, and especially not doing what I was doing in cosmetology. And so you don't have anybody to talk to. And of course, the white male mentor, who was much older, 70 years old, as a matter of fact, he wouldn't have understood the place that I walked as a Black female, right? He wouldn't have understood what it was like growing up in a Black community, right? And so I needed my people. And so I guess by 43, I had ended up in another bad relationship, and I couldn't figure my way out. I even considered suicide, right? To try to figure out where I was going. It was just a mess, right? And so something clicked. I don't know what it was, other than I can tell you I prayed, and one day I woke up with an answer. And that was, you've been taking care of everything else and everybody else, but you have not been taking care of yourself. So I went ahead and completed several more degrees, and I started really delving into who Carlene was. Which I hadn't done, right? And so it was important to get to the the meat of who Carlene is. And then all of a sudden, things just started blowing up. I ended up writing the books, but all the books were bestsellers. Um, and I started the businesses. And now, mind you, I had been a business owner, and I call myself a serial business owner, by the way, for 20 years, right? And some business I sold, some failed, some were successful. And I just decided, look, someone else needs to hear your story. Um, and so it's time to really start getting out there, and letting people know that you can make it. You can make it.
Well, I thank you for coming on today and sharing because you know everything that you said is things that I mirror on my platform. You know, I want people educated, empowered, and encouraged to walk in their purpose. You know, that's what I feel my whole being is. And it's like we know these words like power, gift, motivate, things that we use every day, life, you know. But really, do we really truly know what those words mean?
Yeah.
And are we truly doing what those words mean in our lives? And are we leaving the impact?
Yes.
But not only are we leaving an impact, how are we impacting our now?
Yes.
Because we can't change our past and we cannot do anything about the future because it's not here yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our now can determine our future.
Absolutely.
So what are we doing now? What are we doing now?
Yeah.
I tell you, I thank you for coming on because there are people, I've been sharing this, but you know how your people follow you. They don't get it from you. They need to get it from other people. That's why I open my platform up so wide so other people can come through and touch these people's lives because I want to see people walking in that God has purposed them to
Yes.
do. Whatever their religion is. We at the end of the day, we got one person that we answer to, and are you doing what he called you to do?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I always told my clients that I want to leave this place an empty vessel. I want to give everything he gave to me to other people so that they can manage to reclaim their lives because we get lost, right? We get so caught up in what's happening in the world. She looks better than me. Her business is thriving more than mine. You know, her books is selling more than mine. And all of a sudden, we've forgotten we weren't purposed to be her. We were purposed to be ourselves.
I was just here preaching to myself earlier. I really was. I was in here preaching to myself earlier, you know, just saying, you know, because I have to give a message. And before you can deliver a message to somebody, you know, God deals with you on that same subject.
Yeah.
And I was in here preaching to myself. I really was. And we cannot, how can you think that you can help somebody if you're not healed?
Yeah. How are you going to tell the story? How are you going to tell the story? Right. And so I think the biggest thing for me, Angela, was learning to tell my story. Oh, my goodness. Who would have, you know, most people say, well, to look at you, I would never think you would have been homeless. Well, what does a homeless person look like?
Exactly.
And, you know, you thought about committing suicide. What does that look like? I mean, there are every shade. You know, there's every ethnicity, every culture. It happens, right? And it's because we put ourselves in these little bubbles and we start thinking that nobody else's life is like mine. And why would you even believe that, right? And not seek out something to help you move along. It's just, you know, my book, Total B, and it's not total, the other word is total boss, right? But I just said total B in the book. I talk about living and embracing the silence in your life because most of us don't know how to deal with ourselves silently. Right. And so I'm super excited when you just said I was just talking to myself, right? But you know, just embracing silence and embracing the fact that I'm different. Embrace that, right? And so we need to be taught that. And that's a message that I'm going to carry throughout my life is you didn't come here with the exact qualities that someone else came here, because we're a mixed bag of purpose. We're a mixed bag of purpose. And
You know what? I often tell people, the only thing that we have that really connects us is our spirit, because he said, when he said he created us in his image, and people fail to realize it wasn't a physical image, and people
right,
are looking to look like other people and to be like other people when he already told you you were fearfully and wonderfully made.
can't
So
forget it.
when you get it and understand that there's nobody else out here, I don't care if you are a twin, if you are a triplet, a quadruplet, whatever you are, there's nobody else like you. Y'all may look
I was
alike, but
about to
y'all
say
are
that.
totally different.
That's right. That's right.
And when he created you, you have to understand that he broke the mold, that there's no one else like you. The only thing that can connect you is the spirit. So if you want to be more like him and connect it to something, then
Mhm.
you got to connect in the spirit. We so worried about the outer appearance and the physical appearance, we forget to nurture the spiritual part of us and the soul of us
Absolutely.
that really drives everything. And if
Absolutely.
you don't know who you are deep down in the inside, you're forever going to be lost.
Yes.
So you have to sit back and you have to think about who you are
Hmm. Hmm.
and who he called you to be.
That's right.
I,
That's right.
oh wait, look, I'm gonna be following you. And I'm gonna say this on live on video right now. I'm gonna be close. I'm gonna stay close to you because you have a lot of knowledge and a
Thank
lot of
you.
things that people need to know, and
Thank
I
you.
want it on my platform,
Thank
and,
you.
and I need it in my life,
Thank
and I definitely want to stay. If I can connect to your hip, I want to be right there.
I'm gonna be right behind you on your side too.
I want to be right there. I want to be right there.
Yes,
And those that follow me, I urge them to do the same thing.
yeah, yeah.
I definitely, I want to talk about this last project, um, your last mission,
Whew.
because that really caught my ear.
Okay. Okay. So, um, Angela, I have to tell you that uh, I wouldn't have started that group if I didn't think about my path. Started out telling my story, um, and the one thing that white male mentor told me is that if you could just get over yourself, if you can just get over um, your pain, you would be phenomenal. And at first, I was very, very offended. I stopped talking to my mentor. I was angry, right? And then all of a sudden, I realized, wait a minute. There's some healing that has to happen. And if I'm ever going to succeed in anything that I touch, I need to make sure I understand who I am. And so many of my clients who were coming through the door, black females, and they kept saying things like, "Well, and like I said earlier, oh, her business is doing much better than mine, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong." And every time somebody says that to me, my eyes just kind of get really big, right? And it's not necessarily that I'm upset that they've said that. It's just that they have a lot to learn, right? And so I kept thinking about pulling the community together. It is what I call a movement. It is not something that is going to be a fly by night kind of thing. And so when Black girls heal, it has two facets to it, right? And so one person may heal, I'm here, I need to heal. Another person may hear, I'm healed and I'm going to be a success, right? And so the tagline for the organization is thriving beyond the pain, right? And so we need to make sure that we get in and we teach Black women to align with one another. Stop backbiting, stop scratching, stop climbing out of that pot like a bunch of crabs, right? There is room enough for everyone in this world to be successful personally, be successful professionally, be successful in a network. You don't need to worry about what somebody else is bringing to the table unless you want them as a mentor or a coach, right? To help you build on the weakness that you may have. Now,
Okay.
let's get it straight. A lot of us are suffering. A lot of us have layers and layers and layers of challenges that have come along that has caused us to be in a place where we're not succeeding at the highest level that God meant for us to achieve at. And so, that's what this community is about. The movement is definitely growing. Um, we have a Facebook page. There's a private Facebook group for those who want to join the Facebook group. And so we do a whole lot. Like I said, there's a membership community outside of Facebook. And I aim to keep it outside of Facebook because I want people to feel that they have a safe place to discuss what's happening in the Black community amongst us, right? It's for Black women. It's about Black women. And I don't want a white female to step into that pot because you can't bring anything to the table about our experience. And we've got enough success stories and healing, especially. Look at Oprah. Look at Viola Davis. Look at Kerry Washington. There are many successful stories, and they talk about healing in some aspects to help them get to their highest level of achievement. And all Black women, and I mean globally, need to do the same thing. We need to get there.
Wow. You are amazing. And I thank you for coming on today and sharing. I want you, before we leave, I want you to share how those that are tuned in today can follow you. I have your links. I'm going to post them if you would just tell what they
Sure,
are.
sure. To reach me by email, you can send an email to info@Women Ignite Now. You can also reach out to me on Facebook at Chilling with Coach Kai, or Chilling with Kai, rather. I also have a number of Facebook pages. You can find me under Dr. Carlene Randolph. You can find me in Messenger under Kai Randolph. And so there are many ways to connect with me. I'm even on Instagram if you have an Instagram account. So there's
And,
that.
and there's your YouTube.
And the YouTube, Coach Kai TV.
Okay. I tell you, I definitely have enjoyed having you on today. Do you have you have anything coming up where people can follow you, can come out and check you out? They can follow you on Facebook.
They
Anything new coming up?
Yeah, like I said, the latest project of mine is When Black Girls Heal. So you can find that on Facebook. Also, there is a new project for me coming up. We're doing a quarterly magazine, and it's Girl Get You Back. And also, we have a summit that's going to be coming up in February, also called Girl Get You Back. So.
Well, I'm definitely going to be following you, and please keep me updated on all the things that you have going on. I would definitely like to share it on my platform. Again, anything that you would like to leave with those that are tuned in and those that will hear this replay. I know that you have something inspirational and encouraging to leave.
Well, as I said before, it's important to embrace yourself. It's important to embrace the gifts and talents that you specifically bring. Nobody else can bring it the way you can. And so I would ask that if you're having a problem trying to figure out what that gift and talent is, think about what people say about you. That's great, phenomenal. You're a great listener. You're a great artist. I mean, there could be numerous things, and you need to jot those things down and really carve out what your space is for your purpose, and live it, breathe it each day.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on today. And if there's anything that I can do to assist you on your journey as an author
Thank
or
you,
any of
Angela.
your endeavors, please feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you, Angela. I appreciate that.
Thank
I
you. Thank
will.
you. Thank
Okay.
you. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Up Close and Personal with Angela on behalf of Aspiring Authors Magazine. I tell you, I have truly been blessed. If you have been blessed, I want to encourage you to go over and follow Dr. Carlene. I tell you, she has an amazing platform. I'm definitely going to be going over and following her. Like I told her, if I can connect to her hip, I'm going to be right there because she has some amazing information, definitely needed information. So I want to urge you to go over and follow her. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you can, please tune back in at the 1 o'clock hour. I will have author LaDonna Marie on with me. Thank you guys.